Don't let overgrown branches slow you down. A dependable manual pole saw can give you clean cuts, better control, and a safer reach when tackling tree work on your own. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're highlighting the best manual pole saws that blend cutting power, durability, and ease of use for anyone handling yard maintenance or tackling weekend projects. We've evaluated these tools based on blade quality, reach, handling, and overall performance to bring you the top 5 choices for both homeowners and dedicated DIY landscapers. You can find the link in the description below. Now let's get started. Number 6 is the Fiskars chain drive extendable pole saw. Have you ever stood under a tree, ladder-free, and wondered if you could actually trim that stubborn high branch yourself without calling in reinforcements? Today I tried a lightweight, extendable pole saw that promises to do just that, and it mostly delivers. It stretches from 7 up to 16 feet on a hollow fiberglass pole that feels surprisingly rigid thanks to its oval profile for less wobble overhead. The chain drive gearing boosts cutting force, and the 15-inch hooked wood zig saw bites through thicker limbs without binding. The steel pruner handles smaller branches cleanly, helped by a low-friction coating that shrugs off sap. Most of the build feels reliable. The double lock system keeps the pole extended and the grip feels natural, though some folks run into chain or lock issues after heavy use. Treat it like a seasonal tool, not an everyday workhorse. Price usually falls around the $60 to $80 range, which makes it a strong value for homeowners. Real-world uses include pruning high limbs, shaping trees, and clearing dense shrubs without kneeling or climbing. Do a quick lock check before each session, and it becomes a handy backyard companion. Number 5 is the Fiskars 14 feet power lever extendable pole saw. Remember the last time you strained your back trimming a high branch and swore never again? I grabbed a 14-foot power lever pole saw that aims to save your shoulders, and it mostly does. It telescopes from 7 to 14 feet, and the power lever mechanism multiplies your cutting force so the pruner slices through branches cleanly. The 15-inch wood zig saw handles the thicker limbs with aggressive teeth that stay sharp longer than expected. The fiberglass pole is oval-shaped for less flex and better control, and the double locking system keeps the extension in place once you set your length. The build is lightweight but solid, making it great for trimming young trees or high branches without wrestling a heavy tool. Some people praise how surprisingly sturdy it feels and how it saves them from back strain, while others wish the lock mechanism were even more refined. You can usually find it around the $60 mark, which is hard to beat for the performance. It shines in regular yard maintenance, especially when you want clean cuts and steady reach without climbing a ladder. Number 4 is the Jameson FG series manual pole saw. Have you ever looked at pro arborist gear and wondered if stepping up to commercial quality would actually make your yard work easier? This manual pole saw kit gave me that answer pretty fast. The double pulley pruner delivers smoother bypass cuts with less effort, and the 16-inch Barracuda tri-cut blade has impulse-hardened teeth that stay sharp far longer than budget saws. You can use the base pole for a 6-foot reach or add the extension to reach roughly 12 feet. The fiberglass poles are batch-tested and feel noticeably more solid than typical consumer options. This one leans toward pro-grade performance. The components feel durable and the saw glides through branches cleanly. Some people call it a lifetime tool with crisp cutting action. Others mention the weight, which can catch up with you during long pruning sessions. Pricing varies, but it sits in the professional range rather than budget territory. It's a strong choice for orchard work, regular heavy pruning, or anyone who wants a more rugged, long-lasting setup. Number 3 is the notched 21-foot telescoping aluminum pole saw. Have you ever needed to trim a high branch and wished your pole saw felt more like real equipment and less like a fishing rod? This 21-foot telescoping aluminum model hits that sweet spot. It uses 4 telescoping sections that lock with improved cam collar mechanisms, so you get better stability at full extension. The 15.4-inch Cinti blade cuts aggressively but surprisingly smooth, and the quick connect head snaps on without tools. The rigid, large-diameter aluminum poles have an ovular shape that resists bending better than typical fiberglass options. In use, it handles tall tree limbs, palm fronds, and overhead cleanup with confidence. The grip is abrasion-resistant, which helps during long trimming sessions. The downsides? It lives in the pricier category, and some folks run into pop-up buttons sticking after extended use. But many appreciate how sturdy and efficient it feels. If you need serious reach with better control than average telescoping saws, this checks the box for both homeowners and pros. Number 2 is the Vevor manual pole saw. Have you ever sized up a branch way above your head and thought there's no way you're climbing a ladder for that? This manual pole saw gives you reach up to 27 feet without leaving the ground. It comes with 8 fiberglass pole sections that thread together to create the length you need, plus 2 dual hook blades that help pull branches into the cut. The 65 mm steel blades have a rust-resistant coating and chew through thick limbs better than expected. The fiberglass poles keep weight manageable, but full extension requires a steady hand since flex increases at maximum length. For yard owners who want big reach on a budget, it's a strong option. It cuts well and packs into a storage bag for easy transport. Some mention the build feels solid for the price, while others notice flex or joints sticking when maxed out. Street price usually sits below $100, making it a value choice for seasonal tree trimming, storm cleanup, or topping tall trees when you want simple manual control. Number 1 is the Corona TP6870 Tree Pruner. Ever tackled a thick maple limb and wished you had more power without switching to a chainsaw? This long-reach pruner brings serious cutting strength with a classic rope pull design. The compound action pulley system triples your cutting force, letting the alloy steel blade slice branches up to around 1.25 inches. The 13-inch razor tooth saw adds even more bite with impulse-hardened teeth sharpened on 3 sides, so it moves through bigger limbs much faster. The 14-foot pole is topped with a sturdy zinc alloy pruning head and wrapped with a foam grip for comfort. It feels solid and purpose-built for orchard work, heavy backyard pruning, and repeated use. People appreciate how fast it cuts and how sturdy the blade feels. Others mention the rope tension can bunch or snag if you don't keep it aligned, and the weight at full extension can get tiring. Pricing varies, but usually lands north of $100. If you want a powerful, reliable manual pruner that handles tough branches with confidence, this one earns its spot. Thanks for hanging out and checking out these pole saw pics. If this helps you decide what fits your yard, hit like, drop any questions in the comments, and subscribe for more honest tool breakdowns. Stay safe out there, trim smart, and I'll see you in the next one.